Hi, I'm LeFantomeRomance,
And I'm RoseOfPhantom.
and welcome to Reflections from the Fifth Cellar.
Today we will be talking about something that sounds rather simple, but after Leffy and I were talking, we realized that perhaps it's not so simple. So, the
Um, yeah, should I say it?
yeah.
um, we are going to be discussing, basically the big question that everyone asks when you become a Phantom fan. People ask you this question, and the question is, would you choose Erik or Raoul? And it's very controversial, technically, don't you think, Rosie?
Yeah, I think with Jarek fans, it seems to be more one-sided because it's like, oh, Erik, of course, because Raoul, a lot of people hate him.
Which is stupid because he's adorable and amazing.
He is. I actually see him as like the knight in shining armor, like the
He is, he
boy.
really is.
He's
But
like the
then again,
guy.
if you think about it, most knight in shining armors and the Disney movies and stuff, they really only knew each other for like a few days. What happens after that? It's like in the original novel, Erik and Christine spent more time together than Raoul and Christine did.
But
So they
Raoul
got
and Christine were childhood sweethearts.
yes, but you can change over the years. Yeah,
Yeah.
for that. So was it all just based on the fact that they were childhood sweethearts is why she chose him, or was it just because she was scared of Erik? Or was she really in love with Raoul? I mean, it's kind of difficult to understand since they spent hardly any time together. So.
Well, I mean, they spent all this time, like, he was trying. There's no doubt in my mind that he did love her. He
Oh
risked
yeah, he
life.
did. Oh, wait, I'll be right back. I'm gonna keep talking, but I can't hear Rosie, so whatever she says, sorry if it's mixed up. But I'm gonna go get my book and quote something. So it's in my bag. Um, I keep a copy of the book with me at all times. So yeah. Oh crap, that's my phone. Sorry, people. That was my phone.
And this is a look into Leffy's life. No.
But I actually have the chapter bookmarked. Where's it at? The chapter is the mysterious brogum. However you pronounce that. It's a carriage. Um. Okay. Here's a few sentences that it's Raoul. Raoul has just he's following a carriage that contains Christine and Erik, and it says he says Christine. The sacred name of his love had sprung from his heart and his lips. He could not keep it back. He would have given anything to withdraw it, for that name, proclaimed in the stillness of the night, had acted as though it were the preconcerted signal for a furious rush on the part of the whole turnout, which dashed before him before he could put into execution his plan of leaping at the horses' heads. Just the fact that he says the sacred name of his love just makes me like love him even more, just because I know he loves Christine so much.
Okay.
Um,
I think we kind of agree on that, but I
yeah,
guess,
I just wanted to quote that because I love
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
So,
no, I get it. Um, but I still think that Christine, despite the fact that they didn't really spend much time with each other, really did love Raoul as well. Like, he,
I'd have to disagree. I think she did love him to an extent, but I don't think it was true love yet. I think after some time they spent together, she would love him, like really love him, but I don't think she was truly in love with him yet. So.
well, I guess I can kind of see that because she did dedicate her time to Erik, but she was blinded. I mean, she was young and naive. She seriously thought he was the angel of music, and perhaps she did. I do think she loved him in a sense, but it was more of a I wouldn't even really consider it romantic. I guess it was more of an
Infatuation.
enchantment, and it was like kind of fatherly to her, but a little
Yeah.
bit more. I do think it was a twisted form of love, but I don't think it was the same love as she had for Raoul.
Yeah, I think that's the problem that we're facing pretty much, because she loves them both. There's no question about that. She does love them both, but in different ways, and I think fangirls miss that when they say, oh, well, I picked, and she should pick Erik, or let's talk about which one the both of us would pick instead of who Christine picked right now, okay?
I would pick Raoul.
I would pick Erik. We got very different viewpoints here.
Because I'm sorry, Erik's a psychopath. I don't want him, like, trying to control everything I did, and though he would give me everything I wanted, as long as I'm seriously thinking back to Labyrinth here. Fear me, love me, do as I say, and I will be your slave. I mean, that's totally what it reminds me of. Although I would never compare Labyrinth to Phantom because I don't think Labyrinth is Phantom-y. But,
audience, she really loves Labyrinth, and I do too, but she loves it more than I do. So.
But that's just what I think. I would not feel free, even though he's, like, giving me everything. I would feel spoiled, but not free. If that makes any sense to you. And I want my freedom. I can be not so independent, but at the same time I can be very independent, so.
Yeah, I think the thing is, when I think of Erik, I think about how I have a feeling he'd do anything to protect me if, I was Christine. And, I don't know, it's just like, I'm not the kind of person who doesn't, like, wants to go outside, wants to live their life in the real world with people. I spend all my time indoors, like Erik does, so I think we get along pretty well. I mean, I think we have similar tastes, basically. I love opera a lot. Like, I wish I knew more about opera than I do. I feel bad for not knowing enough about opera, but I think I think I have a similar mindset as him, and that's why. I think you have more of a similar mindset with Raoul. You're kind of like all for the romantic hero, and I'm always for the bad guy. If I was an actress, I would always play the villain. Always.
I'm not saying that the bad guy doesn't come off as sexy sometimes. I'm not saying, I mean, but.
I think we both agree that Erik is sexy, even when he looks like.
Some of his mannerisms. I mean, yeah.
So sexy. It's not even funny.
But I think this.
Sexy too. So his mustache is amazing. Raoul's mustache.
I think a lot of this comes down to personality types.
Yeah.
But however, I do think that for those who were to love Erik, do you think he would just love Christine and he doesn't want anyone else? Or do you think he would take any love that was offered to him?
I think he would always. I think if I were to, like, if Erik was real and if I was in love with him, I think he would be open to the fact that maybe, like, because he's never had love before. Never in his life has he actually had someone truly love him, like, for him. Like, Christine loved him, but, like, more as a father figure, like you said. But even though he was in love with her, if someone really truly loved him and they convinced him that they loved him, I think he would be rather happy about that. I think he would be, like, he would still always harbor feelings for Christine. I'm not disputing that. He will always love Christine, but I think he would be more open to the fact that someone else might love him. So.
True, but I think he would also be a very impatient person, and I also think his with, like, his self-esteem and the fact that he just doesn't think he's, worthy of much, I guess, he would kind of be possessive and kind of think, oh, are you going here because you want to leave me? Or he would constantly be in fear something would happen to make that person love him.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess that's why I tend, not only because I think he's more of a, I do have more of a, I don't want to say more of a fondness for Raoul than Erik, because I really do love Erik, but as a person, as real people, I would have more of a fondness for Raoul than Erik, but that's also, a lot of those factors are also why I would choose Raoul over Erik.
See, I think I would have a fondness for him, but fondness isn't the same thing as love.
Yeah.
Truly in love, you have to feel something for someone, and I don't think I can feel something for Raoul, like, deep down in my gut, in my heart. I don't know, he's amazing, and he's so sweet, and he makes me go, aww, but, I don't know, I just think, and for me, from my standpoint, I have always been fascinated with people with deformities of both the mind and the body. Like, I've always been fascinated like that. I've
been fascinated, too, but I don't know if I could love someone like that. I mean, not That sounds completely terrible. That's not what I meant. That is so not what I meant.
Yeah, it doesn't matter for you because you got a boyfriend. So for me, I don't have one, so it's a bit different. But I've always actually been fascinated with like people with autism and people with like we know a lot of people with Asperger's syndrome.
Yep.
Although there's this one girl I don't really like because of that, but that's not because of that. She's just really annoying. But it's like I don't know. I'm very patient when it comes to stuff like that. I'm not patient with stupid people. Let's just say that. But Eric's not stupid. He's brilliant. He is such a genius. And I think because I don't think he sees himself as a genius. I think he just sees himself as very lonely and he has tons of time to do whatever, basically, because he's been alone for 50 years, basically. I think he's 50. So his age different, like age-wise, some people think he's 60s.
I think he's about 50.
Yeah, I think he's about 50. 51, maybe, or maybe 49, around that area. But, I don't know, just he's been alone for so long. He's almost like a child, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I would feel protective over him. So if he felt protective over me, I would also feel protective over him because he's so sweet and he's crazy. I would be patient with his craziness because I don't think he would intentionally harm me if he were to love me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he intentionally meant to harm Christine, and that's why I would forgive him if he ever did hurt me, because he didn't intentionally mean to do it. So.
I have stuff to add to that I'm not going to put on the internet, but you know, Leffy, you know.
Oh yeah.
But I think we kind of reached what we were trying to talk about here. Raoul versus Erik, and I think it does all come down to your tastes.
Okay, so now we'd like to address a question that a fan sent us on our last video. It's a comment. It's a question that we're going to be discussing as well. We just wanted to have more to fill up the video, basically. So that's why we did the other question.